between he and the one down at the end. I put most of my time, most of my training, learning, progressive time into him. I've had him for about 6 years now, so I got him when he was 3.
So when he looks at us, he sees us a lot bigger than we are. Is that true or false?
You know what? I don't know. That's one thing I'd never heard. There's a point in front of them where they can't see because they're this kind of vision. It's
no
not,
kidding.
Yeah. So there's a blind spot in the front. There's a blind spot in the back.
So how do they do trail rides then? When they're
Well, that's why they have their ears are very mobile. Their eyes are on the side, so they're going this way. But in the front, they can focus on things like maybe from, and I'm not getting scientific about this, but I'm going to say from like me to the door. It's very clear, so they've checked it out. So that's why when they hear noise, they might go, and have a spook because it's maybe something they didn't see, but they're very ultra alert that way, hearing wise. But so they have. That's why when you walk behind, like technically, and he knows that I'm here. So technically, he can't see me here. But he knows I'm here. So that's why they always say when you walk behind a horse, put a hand on them, let them know that you're there. But when you know them well enough, not that you should never assume anything because they're animals. Anything can always happen.
Yeah.
But you build up a rapport and a trust. I certainly wouldn't do that with a horse I didn't know. I'd find out about him first. Let him find out about me, and proceed with an ounce of caution until he showed me that he was fine and I had nothing to be concerned about. Because typically they don't kick or do anything like that out of I feel like doing it. There's usually a reason, and it's usually fear-based.
Does he kiss?
He's not a kisser. We have a pony who's a kisser. He will lick you to death.
Yeah.
No, he's not a kisser. He's funny. He will keep things. He's very stoic. He'll just kind of. He's very. He's an internal. He's much more of an introvert.
He's like Cody, our shepherd.
Yeah. He's very much of an introvert. Very dutiful, very loyal. Not a ton of energy because he's a quarter horse, but he's much more of an introvert as opposed to the one down at the end here is a little bit more of an extrovert. She's very curious and what are you doing? He's like, it's cool, everybody's cool, I'm good. Yeah, so it's funny.
And who's this?
That is Lily.
Hey, Lily.
Yep, she's a border horse. She is a Morgan Tennessee Walker. We can open the door on her.
What's so clean?
She's pretty. Got the lip.
Is that because she's relaxed?
Yeah, absolutely. When I first saw Popeye, the thing that drew me to him, I thought he was probably 12 when I saw him. He was only 3. But his lip was hanging like this, and that's one of the things, just kind of something that draws to me. I said, oh, he's got a really relaxed lip. That's a good thing, People all have, kind of different things they look for in horses, and I like the lip. The lip. So, yeah.
So how old is she now?
Lily, I'm going to say, is probably about 10. She came to me as a refoundation and sell. Her prior owner, they shouldn't have been together. It was not a good combination. She holds a lot inside. She gets very. She's internal, but her engine is always going. He's internal, but he's got a very quiet engine. Her engine's always going, and the woman was very much the same, very much, and get on and go, and nice woman, but just get on and go, and this horse just needed time to, just let me think, breathe. So they had a couple not good experiences, and she decided, she got quite hurt, and decided that it was time to call me. So I took her in and had her here for a couple months until she finally just realized that she could relax. Like everything changed.
And so is she somebody that'll be here for the rest of her life?
Well, I sold her. And she is now a border horse. She's been here for now, this is probably her 3rd year here. And her owner just lives up the road, and she's a different horse now. It's neat to see horses come in here. We talked about the sanctuary thing. And they do, they come in kind of all kind of a little bit, and just the energy around here, because everybody, they're all kind of on the same plane, you know.
Yeah.
And, they just kind of realize that it's okay to let down and be. Yeah.
No, sleep.
So yeah.
Take a nap.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have
Who's in there?
this one. This is Reba. This is actually a rescue. Hey, Reba. She's 26. Reba, coming? Actually, I can put Popeye in here. Mm-hmm. So I use a couple different types of halters. This is what they call a rope halter, and it has works off pressure points. But I also use more traditional halters, and which are like this one, wait here, a more traditional style halter, nylon halter. Use different ropes. Some are heavier, some are. This one is very much a lighter line.
She's beautiful, Leslie.
She's cute, isn't she?
What kind is she?
She's an Arabian. She's 26. She's been here a little over a year. She is a rescue, a foster. If, you know, I will keep her here unless I find somebody who's the right place for her to go to. She rides. I just gave a lesson on her this morning, so she's good. She loves to go down the trails. She is 26, and she was not properly taken care of. She's got issues with her teeth that we had the dentist come in, and she's missing some teeth. She's never going to be, she's got really good feet. The farrier's coming tomorrow. So she's...
to work on her feet?
Yeah, to trim them down.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm, yep. She's at about 7 weeks now. And so this, right here, this little cracking here, when she came, her feet were like platters.
Yeah.
And so they've started to, it takes anywhere 6 months to a year, depending on the nutrition and the upkeep, to get them to come more, not splaying. So she's, but all her is, for as wide and long as her feet were, they were solid. She's got great feet. Another kitty. So we're not going anywhere, sweetie. So anyway, so has been here. She's put on a lot of weight, and she's just, she's a little arthritic. And if we find her, if I could find somebody who just wanted to have a nice little trail horse or something, or somebody she doesn't even need to be ridden. She just loves attention, which is something she wasn't really getting enough of.
Hey, sweetie.
Yeah, she's a good girl.
I like her, the stripe.
Yeah. So she's a good girl.
Do you put English or Western saddles on?
I ride English, but we have oftentimes people come that ride Western. It doesn't really. It's really all it is the difference in the saddle. In order to get the horse to respond, basically your cues are the same, it's I don't necessarily teach riding equitation, but I teach riding communication and more horsemanship than how you look on a horse. Because it doesn't really matter to me if you stand on your head when you're riding, as long as your horse is comfortable and your communication is correct and everything's happy and the horse is moving freely and there's no issues. So though I was born and raised riding English, I teach people that ride Western because it's usually when they come to me, it's not that they're learning so much how to ride, is that they want to figure out how to ride better and make it a more comfortable experience, a happier experience, and things like that.
Would you ever think, I know this is going to sound absolutely bizarre, and would you ever think of any reason why somebody would have to punch a horse in the nose?
No.
Okay, thank you. Because 10 years ago I heard that and it still stuck with me. Oh yeah, they had to punch the horse in the nose.
Yeah.
It's like, are you kidding?
Well, that there's that's kind of old style, old school, and I don't even want to admit that anybody would really technically do that, but I suppose they do. or did. I hope they don't do that anymore, but yeah.
Okay.
You know, there's, it's kind of, you know, that's a kind of make a horse do something, rather than ask it to do something.
Lead a horse to water.
Yeah, and you can't make it drink exactly. So you can make them. We can, you know, I could make any of these horses do anything.
Yeah.
But I don't want to make them. I want them to want to do what I ask.
Good point.
So there's a big difference there.
Who's that? Another one.
That's Popeye.
Was that?
Yeah, that's Popeye. I just put him in there so we could. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So. So if we want, we have Sarah in here. I can. Oh, there she is. So that's Sarah, and she was born here. She's 7, and she is in a little bit of an allergy bout. That's what the goopy pollen, exactly. That's what the goopy in her eye is. And she is actually, she's a Welsh thoroughbred. We have her mom is here in the other pasture on the other side of the house. And Sarah is actually bred. She's going to have a baby, all going well, next June.
How long is the gestation?
11 months. Yeah, I know.
Better through the winter,
yeah,
though, right?
Totally, absolutely. You bet. Absolutely. For sure. You want to take Popeye down and go play a little bit?
Good. Let's go see
that. Maybe we can let you play with it.
I love it.
We are in our indoor arena. That's when I decided that I needed somewhere to ride my horses and continue to progress in the winter time.
Great.
I had a kind of vision that I didn't want to be closed in. I don't like to be boxed in a typical indoor, so wanted to have the sides open, and then the people that built the building worked with me and with my idea and found a clear span. It's a full strip. There's no sections. It's a full strip long on either side.
Really?
We crank it down, roll it back up in the spring, but it's in the summer. In the wintertime, you have all the natural light comes in.
How did you get it here?
Well, they brought it on their truck, and I just said, I'm not looking to do
How many feet is that?
It's a 120.
Leslie,
120.
120 feet.
Yeah.
It's all one.
Yeah, all one. Isn't that amazing? I know it. It's nuts. It's crazy.
Boy.
But in the wintertime, it's nice because the natural light is here and the sun's out, and it's like a greenhouse in here. So you just start stripping off your shirt, your coats, and
how many? It's 120 by what's the width?
By 60.
By 60.
Yeah.
Show us what you do.
What we have set up in here, I still have some things left over from last weekend's play day. You know, why is it necessary to have all this stuff? Well, why not? Because if you develop enough of a relationship and rapport with the horse, and you ask it to do something that's a little bit more extreme, a little bit more different, and he has the confidence to do it, why not?
Your toots?
The noodles.
Yeah. The noodle?
Yeah, my noodle ball. So we walk through that and back through that. And that's usually when people come to the play day, how everybody enters. And we can separate them, so it's not have issues. But it's just different. And so it just kind of brings another threshold for their relationship. Another experience exactly with people. So let's see how we'll come over here and visit the baby pool. So actually, on this side. So we're going to ask him so he's, smelling the water. That's okay. No reason he can't. So I'm going to say, can you give me a little commitment? Walk forward.
Are you asking him to go in?
Ask him to walk right there. Let him sit there and think about it a little bit. And then ask him to step out.
Good job.
Pretty uneventful.
Good job.
Uneventful. And he's done it before. It's not something new, but on any given day, he may be, thinking, what's going on now? Why are there other people here? Or I don't feel like it, or something, might be. So every day they wake up on, what side of the stove they wake up on. So you kind of just, and then we have the garbage wall here on this side. So you know, how extreme is that?
Right.
You know, that's just not a normal thing. But to have them willing to say, okay, well, you know, I know this, he's done this quite a few times, so
Yeah.
it's not a big deal for him. But to introduce new horses into more extreme, weird things in a safe environment where they're not going to get pressured, yes.
Yeah.
You know, so it does, it kind of helps de-spook them. And, you know, when we come and we do these things, it's not, I always tell everybody that you may not get your horse to step in here 1 foot today, but if you can get them to come to the edge and acknowledge it, that's progress.
Yeah.
And so then it's something you go home and you can play with someone. So it's not about making them do it, it's about asking them and seeing if they can, you know, develop that little bit of trust and say, well, okay, is this what you want me to do? And it might be just, ooh, like touching the cold water, like, ooh, yeah, that's good. And then you walk away and handle that. Yeah, exactly, exactly. So I'm going to let you take it. And why don't we head over to the pedestal? Okay. So we're at the pedestal, and this is good for, you can do a lot of things. You can get very inventive with the pedestal, but this is good for sometimes horses that have a hard time loading in trailers, just, you know, making the sound of something different with their feet. So this is a good way to get them to kind of step up on things and step down on things. If you back them down often, it's like backing out of a trailer, step down trailer, so it's a very useful tool. A lot of people think, oh, it's, you know, it's like a circus trick, and you can get them to stand all four, and well, isn't that wonderful? But that's actually quite, it takes a lot of
Agility?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, because there's a big animal and they're standing there, so they're, you know, it's not so much a trick. It's you know, thank you for offering. You look wonderful. You know, look at how pretty you are. Absolutely. So we're going to ask him to step up here, and you're going to just, I'll give you a little demo. You're going to take in your right hand. You're going to offer him forward. Don't go leaving you for her and me. You're going to ask him to come forward, and he'll just step up 1 foot at a time. And if he goes to drift off, you can just kind of correct him by bringing back on the rope. Okay? So if he goes to go off that way. You two haven't quite developed your own communication line, so you might say, well, maybe I don't really have to. So, yeah, so good.
Would you come with me?
There you go.
Come on.
There you go. Yeah, would you come with me? Yeah. So just stand here. Stand here.
Good boy. Good job.
So this, I started using this a lot with Reba, the rescue we have up there, because when they step on this and you ask them to lower their head just a little bit, it gets all these muscles to stretch, and then it stretches down into their back, and then just the fact that they're using their rear end to hold themselves up, it's good therapy.
That feel good?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can get them to come all four. Just pass a little bit more with the rope. Okay. A little bit with the rope.
Come on, honey.
Give them a little bit off of the
Good
pressure.
job.
Good.
Good.